Yo, so guys, this is Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers potentially trading for Nick Claxton from the Brooklyn Nets. Today, there was a report by NBA Central that said the Lakers have been showing interest in Nick Claxton, Robert Williams III, and Walker Kessler on the trade market, while also monitoring Brook Lopez and Clint Capella as potential backups to whoever they acquire as their starting center, per Anthony Irwin from Los Angeles. Now, sources close to the team said over and over again that the internal plan is to trade for their starting center. Sources say they've held conversations with other teams about Nick Claxton, Robert Williams, Walker Kessler, and others, then ideally use the taxpayer mid-level on his backup. Brook Lopez and Clint Capella are the two names most often linked to the Lakers. It's a solid plan that they've considered likely to be able to execute. So, I think Nick Claxton would be a great fit for the Lakers to bring in. I think the best fit of the three guys we're going to be talking about as trading for Walker Kessler, Nick Claxton, and Robert Williams. I think the best fit to trade for would be Walker Kessler, and then we're talking about Brook Lopez, Clint Capella. I think the best fit would be Clint Capella. If I were the Lakers, I would trade for Walker Kessler and sign Clint Capella. I think Clint Capella would be great for the Lakers because he's such a great lob threat for Luka Doncic. But then also, with Walker Kessler, he's also a lob threat, but so great defensively, such a great rebounder. I feel like Walker Kessler, you could probably say, is the best rebounder on this list. There are a lot of great rebounders on this list of guys that we're talking about, but Walker Kessler, I believe, is the best rebounder on the list. And not only is he the best rebounder on the list, but he's one of the best shot blockers on the list as well. You can throw in Brook Lopez and Robert Williams are great at doing that as well. But Walker Kessler is a great shot blocker as well. So I think you have to target, if you're the Lakers, I would target Walker Kessler through trade and then Clint Capella through free agency. But Nick Claxton would not be a bad option for this Lakers team. It would be the second time this Lakers and Nets team made a big trade recently. They obviously did the Dorian Finney-Smith trade, in February, or no, I think that was near mid. That was January. Funny enough, I remember that was January, because I remember his NFL season was just ending. It was beginning of January, because I remember NFL season was just ending, and I remember I was sick during the end of NFL season, and the Lakers and the Nets made that trade, and even though I was sick, I was still going on talking about it on my channel, but. That was like, sometime in the beginning of January that trade happened with Dorian Finney-Smith. But could the Lakers and Nets potentially strike another deal is the question. Now, I think getting into what the details of this trade would be be a little bit, dicey, because I've seen some trade proposals where the Lakers and Nick Claxton trade proposals the Lakers have to give up both Dalton Kennett and Rui Hachimura. If I'm the Lakers, I'm not doing that. You're not giving up Rui and Dalton Kennett for Nick Claxton. I think bringing in a center is a big need, and the Lakers 100% should do that this offseason. Bringing in a center, and it seems like they're going to want to bring in two with a backup free agent with Capella or Brook Lopez, two guys who've never really been backups in their career. Capella's most of the time always been a starter with Atlanta and Houston. Brook Lopez has always been a starter with Brooklyn and Milwaukee. So, those are, whether you sign Lopez or Capella, those are two guys who are going to have to adjust, being a backup, because that's something they have not done a lot in their career with Lopez and Capella. But I think if the Nets say to you, we want Rui Hachimura and Dalton Kennett, hang up the phone. Try to find another trade where you don't have to give up two players like that. I think if you have to give up one player that makes a big impact on your team, like Dalton Kennett or Rui Hachimura, if you have to give up one of the two, that's fine. But to give up both of the two, I think that's a little too much. Nick Claxton is a great player, but I think, like I said, giving up two of those two players would be a little bit crazy. Nick Claxton is great, like I mentioned. Averaged 10.3 points per game, 7 rebounds per game this year, 1.5 blocks per game. I think he'd be that lob threat for Luka. And would be a rim protector for this Lakers team, which is something they don't have. But we'll see. I think in a trade package, I think Lakers send Dalton Kennett, Maxi Kleber, Jared Vanderbilt 2031 first round pick unprotected, this year's second round pick, which is pick 55, and the Lakers get Nick Claxton. I think that's good enough. Dalton Knecht has a tremendous future in this league at 24 years old. Just in his rookie season, averaging 9 points per game and shooting the lights out from 3, 38%, only averaging 19 minutes per game. He showed true promise this year in his rookie year. So I feel like if Dalton Knecht, that 2031 first-round pick, should be a very valuable pick, is not enough, then I think you try to find out another trade elsewhere. I think that if you're the Lakers, I would stay away from Robert Williams. He's only played 61 games in the last 3 seasons, which is as most as he did. It's the same amount as he did in the 2021-22 season for the Celtics. So I would stay away from Robert Williams. I don't know if Walker Kessler is an easier trade to pull off. It might be. With Walker Kessler, you don't have to trade as much as salary because Walker Kessler only has a $5 million salary. Meanwhile, Nick Claxton has a $25 million salary. So you don't have to add in as much salary with Walker Kessler. So it might be a little bit easier to get that deal done. I'm not sure. And if not, you might try to find out, keep in mind, Daniel Gafford is a guy that might be available this offseason potentially, and he's very familiar with Luka. So we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts on the potential trade for the Lakers in the comment section, and peace out.